Hey, maybe this isn't the perfect way to say all the things I've been holding in, but my heart's been heavy with words that never found their way to you. So here I am, speaking into the quiet, hoping that somehow, in some version of the universe, you'll hear me. I often wonder why it's so hard for us to speak the truth of what we feel, why we bury our hearts under silence, why we let overthinking steal the moments that could have meant something more. But deep down, I get it, because I was one of them not too long ago. So let me take you back to where it all began, to the first time I saw this weird, funny, quiet girl whose name began and ended with the letter A. I think you can understand or, well, remember what this meant. You, who felt like a mystery wrapped in silence, and yet somehow felt familiar from the start. I first heard about you from a group of friends. They said a new girl had joined your class and that you were really eager to make new friends. So I said something like, let's play something and call on Google Meet. Nothing too fancy. And then you were there. No mic, just great skills in the silly Roblox parkour game. Everyone else looked like confused robots, but you, you actually knew how to play. I was genuinely impressed. We started doing those one-on-one calls, remember? Just the two of us. That's when I first heard your timid, silly voice. And from there, everything just clicked. We joked around, teased each other a lot, and yeah, even made fun of other people. This was your idea, of course. There were the school breaks with small talk, those random gifts, like the time with the lollipops. I wrote mine in half, remember? I remember I made up some excuse about you sharing it with your friend. And how could I forget those long Harry Potter marathons on Google Meet? I didn't even enjoy the movie that much, but I loved spending time with you. Remember, you recorded me doing theater in front of the whole school. You watched me play football during events. And one of my favorite memories, watching you dance for that school festival. You say you looked like a log up there, but to me, you looked stunning. My eyes kept looking for you among all the other dancers there, and I loved every second of seeing you just exist there. Yeah, probably it sounds like as I was already falling for you, but the truth is, back then my heart was still tangled with someone else. You know, you know everything about this. I was blind. That person didn't love me back. And eventually, it all ended messily and painfully. But once that chapter closed and I finally started healing, I saw things clearly. I started to realize what I really wanted. And that's when I found myself looking at you. Not just as a friend anymore. Your long brown hair, your shy smile you always hide, your odd little walk, your quiet, annoying, lovely voice. I couldn't get enough of it. I wanted to hear it all day. We began talking even more, sending each other pictures from our day, wishing each other good morning and good night, staying up late on calls until we passed out, even during school nights. Even I played guitar for you, even though I barely knew how. You clapped and said it was pretty. Even if it wasn't, I appreciated that more than you'll ever know. Remember we made silly shapes with our fingers and spelled out dumb little names? We also sent each other pictures of our feet and hands for who knows what goddamn reason. I also remember your obsession with Olivia Rodrigo, your weird WhatsApp stickers of her, your wall covered in her also. You had this weird liking to the anime Haikyuu. You're such a weirdo. Do you remember the MTV Awards you were hyped for? And that Olivia never even showed up. You were so mad. It was actually cute. And those moments, shell shockers. Us being ex with guns, I kept killing you every time. So definitely not your game gender. Then there was that park. After school with your friend. And that photo. The one of us on the swing. You covering your smile, all shy and awkward. I still think it's the most precious picture on my phone. You showed me songs you loved, and one of them stuck with me more than you know. Cosas que no te dije by Psycho. Every time I hear it now, it's like I can see you in front of me again. I even made you that little video for Friday the 13th. I was so nervous. You said you didn't know what to say. And then sent like 200 thank yous in a row. You made me feel something I hadn't felt in a long time. Something real. It wasn't about the gifts or flashy words. It was about the time we spent. The presence. The way we made each other feel seen. Then one day I caught myself smiling just at the thought of you. You started showing up in my thoughts, during class, at meals, even in my dreams. That's when I knew. I knew I was in love. It was still that same September when I found the courage to do something about it. On the 21st Yellow Flowers Day. I didn't have time to buy any, so I made you a card with yellow flowers all over. Inside, I wrote that you mattered to me, that I was glad I met you. It wasn't quite a confession, not yet, but it was a start. You said thank you a million times and told me I mattered to you too. I wanted more, so I actually bought real flowers. The first time I tried to give them to you, I froze. The second time, I climbed up your classroom window like a maniac, left them on what I thought was your desk. It was the wrong one, of course, and I had to sneak back in and get them. The third time, I finally did it. I told you to meet me by the labs. Nobody ever went there, so it felt safe. I left a note in the flowers, one that basically said everything I was too scared to tell you out loud. It screamed, I want to be your boyfriend. And that was the moment when everything changed, where my fears got louder than my love, where we started pulling away and then coming back again. The start of this roller coaster, this situationship. Do you remember when you said you needed time to think things through? that you might have feelings for me, but you were full of doubts and questions, and we couldn't start anything right away. While all that was happening, I just want to say thank you for giving up my dog a gift on his first birthday. He really enjoyed it. And I still have the Snoopy party hat you gave him. I'm also grateful for the memories we made playing that silly TikTok chicken parkour filter, recording ourselves, laughing, and sending videos back and forth. Thank you for giving me that Hot Wheels themed box. I still have the note inside actually. A note where you gently and respectfully rejected me. And I know I need to apologize. Because the truth is, what we had wasn't a close relationship in the traditional sense. We messaged every day, but barely saw each other in person. Even though we went to the same school, we didn't really spend time together face to face. I know you needed more presence, more moments where we were physically there for one another. But I let fear win. I made excuses, saying I was busy with football or school theater. Always too busy. The truth is, I was scared, okay? Scared to be seen with you. Scared of what others will say because of my past. Scared of what being with me might hurt you. And I understand if you hated me for that, because I know I didn't put in the effort that you deserved. I also know that you had your own pain, your own past, and I'm sorry I did not protect you from mine. I should have stepped away. But that's when I got the notice that people talked about me, ruining my reputation, and especially altering your opinion about me, doubting everything. I also saw the signs. You being sad, your silence with your friends, your TikTok reposts about our situationship, how you wanted to feel something but couldn't. And that's when I decided I couldn't walk away. I couldn't. I was selfish, okay? I still wanted to keep you close, so I tried again. Remember when I recorded that Olivia Rodrigo song? My voice cracked, my guitar was out of tune. But I wanted you to know. Wanted you to know that I cared, that I was trying. And it worked. We started talking again, trying again. But that's when you found out about my exchange trip to Germany. I should have told you earlier. Instead, I added to your fears that I disappear and never come back. I tried to make up for it. I give you a Olivia Rodrigo Dent box with little gifts and a long letter explaining everything what I felt, what we had, and that I wasn't going away forever. I hope you liked the manga I included with the notes stuck inside. We tried once more. Even planned to go watch a movie together, but it never happened. You declined, and we fell silent again. I vaguely remember one dry conversation over chat, but not much else. It wasn't 7 or 8 attempts like we used to say when we argued, but it felt like it, didn't it? Like we were always circling back. I'm sorry for that too. After that, I didn't try again, even though I wanted to. But then came your birthday in November. I sent a message, but you never got it. I saw your TikToks. How sad you were not hearing from that special person. Even though I was blocked, I tried everything. VEs, CO posts with long captions, Instagram, TikTok, God, even even Roblox messages. I was desperate. We finally spoke at the end of November. You said thank you, but honestly, I don't remember much else. I scroll through my gallery sometimes and find pictures I think were meant for you. I remember uploading a sweater video on December 3rd, tagging you on my music TikTok. And the truth is, I was just trying to hold onto a piece of you, any piece, because having some of you felt better than having none. And yeah, thinking about it now, I know that must have been too much pressure for you. But deep down, I always came back, because the connection really, really never died. We still cared, even if we didn't say it out loud. My last attempt came when I gave my teacher, that you know her very well, a letter that eventually reached out to you. And you tried to tell me something that very last day at school. I saw you at the distance, but your nerves won, and we couldn't really see each other one last time. I admit that I saw your TikTok repost that day. They were all about how you were missing a boy and that you could not tell your feelings about him. I knew it was about me. But why do you confuse things so much? I always kept wondering, always questioning myself. I know who you are. But it was just so confusing. School ended. Then came Christmas Eve. I was making a video for you, that it never made it to you. It's still saved on my PC. But just before midnight, you messaged me. Merry Christmas. I said it back, and that was just it. Silence came again. Until New Year's Eve. You sent another message, trying to mend things. We ended up fighting that night. Painful words, truths we uncovered. You said maybe we could be friends, because you didn't want to lose me, and I didn't want to lose you either. But we both knew it wasn't possible. There was too much between us, too much feeling, too much confusion. You still questioned whether you wanted more than a friendship, and I was still trying to get a love that wasn't fully there. It's kind of fun, isn't it? At the end of it all, I lied. I said hurtful things to push you away, for your sake and mine, because I couldn't accept something half hearted. I know I hurt you. I couldn't. Sorry. I knew I hurt you, and I don't expect forgiveness. But I'm sorry, truly. Since that night, 4 months passed in silence. I went to that school exchange, lived my life there, constantly thinking about you, how you were doing, and if I still matter to you, even after saying those things. Silence killed me, but I still tried to maintain a big smile and try to get over you. I returned home to our country, and school started again, our last year together. As we know, I was the one who kept asking to get back together. But this time, it was you who brought it up, and in a very special day to me, my birthday. And that day, in the evening, you sent me that message. In the message that you sent me, you said you wanted to talk things, fix things, or just close them if it was the last option we had. Sorry that I didn't answer right away. I was very nervous, and at the same time, exploding from happiness. But sorry that I also couldn't stop thinking about all the pain we caused to each other. My mind was full of doubts, thinking about it constantly. Because what were your feelings when you sent me that message? Because honestly, it was scary to think that fixing things meant that you seeking friendship once again, or that you just wanted to fix things in order to live again and just never hear from each other again. If you want to know what message was popping inside my head all that time, is that I wouldn't be okay with it. Because even after 4 months, I still had feelings for you. I tried to forget you. I really did, but I guess I stayed the same as I was back then. So I didn't know what to do. So I chose a stupid decision. I suppressed everything, risked nothing, and pretended to be mature. I lied. I shut everything down. And this was my biggest mistake. And the spark that ignited the flames of insecurity we were trying to mend for each other. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I think I deserve to be hated for it. We began talking as if no time had passed, like we never lost our connection. We joked, played games, coked up on those silent months. And then you brought up meeting face to face. That Friday after school. I loved the idea. I wanted to see you. I wanted to be with you. My heart was aching for your presence, your voice, your smell, and especially hearing once again that real love that you always had. Then Friday came. There we were, face to face. We walked side by side with awkward silence and small talk. And we let all that curiosity bottled up be free. Until we found that park, sat down on the grass, looked at each other, we talked and talked, catching up on our lives. This all until you asked me that one question that threw me off completely. Will you tell me what I did wrong in the past so I can be better and fix things between us? That question confused me so much. My mind filled with doubt, insecurity, and also fear. Thinking constantly about the why. I know that we were trying to be better, not for each other, but for ourselves. Moreover, that was stuff from the past. That I might even tell you in the past that I forgave you and that we shouldn't keep talking about it. I kept thinking, why would you ask it like that? I was constantly doubting what were your true feelings after 4 months. The words friendship and love appeared in my mind, telling me that I shouldn't answer that question until you will be clear with your intentions. So I did that. I told you probably the worst thing that I could say in that moment. That stuff from the past, I think I shouldn't really answer that because we are not friends or in a relationship at the moment, right? I think it doesn't matter right now and doesn't feel right. After I said that, you still wanted to know. You were desperately trying to show me that you were really expecting an answer. I told you, that stuff from the past, I have already matured. So here is where I screwed things up completely. When you threw the following question at me, the one thing you asked that killed me directly on the spot. Do you still feel the same as last year? I should have risked it all and told you the truth right there. The truth that I was constantly trying to evade, with fear to be left again with all the love in my hands. So I instead answer you with, I don't know. Like I told you, I matured. Thinking about it now, it wasn't the right way to say it, right? I filled you with insecurity. After that talk, we played a little bit, ignoring everything said. We went home later on, and something funny I remember is that you got lost that day, without battery. Your friend called me and told me that your phone was turned off, and that your mother was really worried about you. So I returned to the place we were on, running as fast as I can, only for you to be in your friend's house. Well, it doesn't really matter now, like I said, but I just wanted to mention it, because it was funny that all happened meanwhile hell was happening. Just to let you know, you ruined my dinner that day. Just kidding. You did not ruin anything. When we were more relaxed and in our respective homes, well, you in the house of your friend, you sent me a text saying that what our relationship will be from now on. So I proposed something. Proposed that we will keep talking and let time decide. We will not exactly be friends because we accepted that something could be reborn in the future. Everything was going fine and really felt like things were going smoothly. But I ignored the fact that I created an insecurity in you in the things I said that Friday after school. So that same night, after we decided things, you need answers. So you kept pushing with the same question again. And it was actually the way that you asked it this time. Could you just tell me? It won't cost you anything, literally. And I was confused. We talked about it already. And I have to confess that I was a little bit mad. Because we also already defined what our situations will be. So here I have to apologize because of the following. I sighed and told you, why don't you understand? And then right away hang up the phone without nothing following after. I didn't know what to say, what to do, but now as I'm recording this, I cannot stop apologizing and regretting my actions that hurt you this time. So to make up for it, I would like to answer that question you kept asking. Even if it does not change anything, I need to say it. Just to take this weight off my chest. And I would like to tell you right away that the answer is just so stupid because you didn't do anything wrong. Not intentionally, at least. So let's talk about it. The way you will read everyone, the intimacy, the closeness, you didn't see anything wrong with it. You called it being friendly. However, to me, it felt different. It felt like I didn't matter as much, that you could just move on so easily. Let's talk about the way you walked shoulder to shoulder with them, laughed during breaks, remember that hug from behind that guy gave you, and then proceeding to lift you up. And let's talk about your best friend. Remember how you will share jackets, you giving him lap pillows, played with his hair because he was sad, holding his hand, looking into his eyes. When I spoke to my teacher at the time to give you the letter, remember? She also said something that she thought you and your best friend were dating. That's how close it looked. Also, I would like to say that even if you said you think things about me from stuff that other people said, let me tell you right away that's not true. Because I saw everything, I was present. And you might say that you were trying not to hurt me with your actions, right? But all these actions actually happened when I was just meter close to you guys. So how did you want the old me from the past to take it? Don't you think it looked like a form of just shoving it into my face? It was painful. It was really painful. Finally, as the last thing I'll be mentioning, right away when we started no contact, how could you play video games with your ex situationship? The boy from your past? I know that you may say something like, we are nothing, we are just friends, and that's in the past. I know very well that feelings disappear with time, but you have to accept it. It was not the moment, not time, and also that you knew, like you said, you knew about all the feelings that I had. What did you want me to think about you at the time? Going to the future a little bit on what's happening with you and me at this precise moment, remember what you said. You say you care about me, but your actions say otherwise. I just want to ask you, what actions? Everything that I just mentioned about you were real actions. In my case, I never tried to make you feel insecure, and if I did, tell me, because I really tried my best not to. When we were getting to know each other, I joked with you and called you impulsive, like a little kid, because that's how you acted sometimes. You didn't mean harm. I know it very well. You never had bad or romantic intentions, but seeing you so close with other guys, it broke me. And maybe you were right when you said, you just think you know things that aren't like that. I'm not like that. And I don't know from where you pulled up this sentence, because I never told you how I saw you. I just said that I was broken. But did you ever think that I was really furious with you? That I hated you? I just told you stuff that I saw. So it hurts too that you invent things about me. Because if you really want to know the truth, I did the thing that no boy should ever do. And that is loving a person with so-called red flags. But I think they are not in fact red flags. It's just normal kindness. You were not in a relationship too, but During those 4 months of no contact, I was trying to become a better version of myself. For me and for all the good memories I had from you. I gave you space, I gave you time. But I didn't get that in return. Not in the same way. And whatever hurts most is that it's not your fault. It's just your nature, remember? But don't get me wrong this time. I didn't know them. I knew about them. And I still was all in. I know very well that I really was just jealousy. Maybe I really was being selfish about my feelings. Saying in all this stuff that I mentioned. Because we weren't officially anything. That's why when you came back, I always said that we were nothing, over and over. Because it was the truth. It felt right saying that. That's why I also kept saying, let the past stay in the past. Because there was nothing to fix. I didn't want you to explain what you did or why you did it. I wanted us to be different as people who wanted to be clearer, worrying about the present, not the past. I know we are both teenagers struggling to express ourselves, recognizing the damage our actions and words may have. We try to build a relationship from nothing, while we struggle with scars from our past. However, I wanted honesty, what we could not do from a very long time. I wanted us to stop fighting, worrying about the past, stop constantly trying to validate our actions. I just wanted us to say what we were feeling today, this moment, right now. After that phone hang up, we went silent an entire day. You sent me a message a couple days after that you wanted to give me something after class. I was scared it was something like the old days. Remember? To tell me that you couldn't do this and you would leave once again. Maybe I was right. I ignored your message and went to do a group work. I'm sorry. And like if I didn't do anything wrong, I asked you, what do you want to tell me? I guess it was important. You left me on read all day. The next day arrived and things started to go downhill. You told me you were sure I was mad with you. You were so wrong about this. You told me you were not asking me nothing, demanding something. You know that's a lie. You told me it was necessary to hang up the call. Maybe it was. You told me I said I would accompany you and help you change. You confused me with this because I still didn't understand what you were looking for. You said that maybe I just didn't care about you anymore. You're wrong about that. I always cared. But I didn't make it seem like it, right? I'm sorry. Next, I told you something that I keep regretting saying. I think that you just didn't change at all. I said that. I apologize. I'm very sorry. But I just do not understand how you keep hiding your feelings. You made me all confused. I couldn't put down my walls full of lies that I had built. I needed more clarity. So I'm very sorry. And I'm sorry. I made you feel insecure. You tell me you maybe thought that everything was in your head, when it was not true. I made you overthink. I made things worse. All because I was a coward. A coward that just couldn't be vulnerable again. I'm sorry. And I'm really sorry. We arranged to meet in the second school break, and that's where we fought once again, and said nonsense that I don't even believe we said. We kept fighting, and you said something that I was longing to hear all this time. But hearing it didn't make me feel better, because we had already fucked things up. You said, I wanted to try with you, but I changed my mind. Why? Why now? Why not in the beginning? Why do we reveal our real motives when we are so damaged and broken? Why do we keep escaping from our feelings? Why it is so scary to feel vulnerable again? Why this stuff happened to us? In that moment, I realized just how badly I had messed things up. I should have said something when you came back after those 4 long months. I should have told you exactly how I felt, being honest from the start. I should have risked it. But we had already built so many walls we created to protect ourselves from getting hurt again. If someone else hears this whole story, it may think it's a very stupid situation. A situation that could all have been prevented if we had taken the risk to be vulnerable. But you and I never considered that option. I begged you to meet up again, to talk face to face, hoping we could be honest finally. But you couldn't trust me anymore. And I understand. I know how insecure things feel for you sometimes, and how badly you needed clarity. But I needed it too. And that's why we are here. We handled things poorly. We said things that confused us. We never gave each other an answer we were expecting. So now, what we can do about it? It is all gone. We return to no contact and it hurts. It hurts so much that I just want to die. I want to disappear. I want to cry. And it feels wrong that I can simply do it. I feel bad for myself. And I hate that I just simply can't show much emotion even when my world is falling apart. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for everything. I'm sorry for always making you feel like you were at fault. But it was in fact my fault. And it's the truth that will haunt me every day. I'm sorry if my words hurt you. I'm sorry for being such a coward. I'm sorry if I begged too much at the end. I'm sorry if I made you feel like you were playing with me. I'm sorry that I said a lot of stupid things even knowing you were as broken as me. I'm sorry that, as you said, I made you feel like I was always in the right with my words, and making you feel that you were just saying nonsense. Even if our words were not carefully chosen, I still feel that I am at fault for making you believe stuff that my own fears build up. So, I'm sorry for everything. I know apologizes can't do anything now, but I still want to say it. It's all like a very dumb tragic history. We couldn't speak with our hearts, really speak without fear. And it's tragic that we just didn't know how to speak clearly. Maybe you'll never see this video. Jamás verás, tal vez, esto. The pain, it'll probably stay with me for a long time, maybe forever. Because at one point, even if it lasted a small moment, things were fine. And it was the best times I had ever spent with someone. Someone that made me feel special. When you sent me that message, why would you ever love someone like me? Let me answer that for you. It never mattered the why. It never mattered the past. Because no one truly wants to reveal what crazy shit they did in their past or what they had to go through. And even if I knew some stuff about you, it only mattered the you from today, the one that you showed me. From the moment we were curious to know about each other, when we tried to show that we care for each other, when we understood the value each other had, I knew it was you. I know I wanted to take care of you, do dumb shit together, make fun of everyone in this world. I wanted us to get to know what is this thing love was all about. Even if it took time, I wanted to do it, step by step, fear with fear. I was all in to bet for everything you had to offer. So it was always hurt me the fact that I saw a future with you. And losing that future, it still hurts. And maybe it always will. So even if I did a lot of stuff that, as you said, made you feel like I didn't actually care for you, I'm talking seriously when I said that I actually do. And I'm really sorry, once again. Thank you for everything. I will always keep rooting for you, at a distance, in silence. Remember when we talked about life just doesn't end when things don't work with someone? I know that very right. But I still never lie when saying that you were one of the best things that happened in my life. And it's just like you said, loving someone means letting go sometimes. If that makes that person happy. And even if I'm convinced that's not the right thing to do with you, I will do that. Once for all. I'm letting you go. Even if it slowly and painfully kills me inside. Hola, sé que el video ya terminó, pero hay algunas cosas que quiero decirte si es que de verdad algún día te encuentras con este video, que no lo creo. Así que es mejor hablar en español, ¿no? Se supone que era un video como diario, pero de hecho quiero dejarte un mensaje si alguna vez pasas por acá. Si ves que muchas veces estoy mirando hacia arriba es porque estoy leyendo todo lo que he escrito, así que no sé si tenías esa duda. Quería hablar especialmente sobre tu apego evitativo y tu apego desorganizado. Porque poco después de que nos hayamos alejado otra vez, vi esta película, El indomable Will Hunting, o, bueno, también se llama En busca del destino, o en inglés, Good Will Hunting. Pues verás, he estado pensando mucho en esta película, de que cuando terminé de verla, me quedé en silencio. Porque veo partes de nosotros, en esa historia. La película trata sobre un chico llamado Will, Es un genio. Puede resolver problemas matemáticos imposibles y ha leído bibliotecas enteras de filosofía y psicología. Pero trabaja como conserje y pasa la mayoría de su tiempo metiéndose en problemas. Tiene tanto miedo que lo vean de verdad, que se esconde detrás del sarcasmo, la distancia y la violencia. Ha construido muros tan altos que incluso cuando alguien se preocupa genuinamente por él, los empuja lejos, porque eso es más seguro. Porque eso es más seguro, ¿no? Y entonces conoce a una chica, Skylar. Ella es amable, curiosa y realmente quiere conocerlo. Pero cada vez que se le acerca, él se asusta, le miente, le miente, la aleja o evita decirle lo que siente. Porque en el fondo, él cree que no merece que lo amen. Ahí es donde te vi a ti. No digo que no te importara lo nuestro. Sé que sí. Igual que a Will le importaba. Pero el miedo te ganó. Te dio miedo abrirte de verdad. Pedías claridad, pero a veces no podías darla tú. Evitabas decir todo lo que sentías, tal vez porque sabías que eso significaba enfrentarte a emociones que preferirías ignorar. Y lo entiendo, porque amar no es solo querer a alguien, es arriesgarse, es mostrar las partes más vulnerables de uno mismo y esperar que la otra persona no se vaya. Da miedo, ¿no? Da bastante miedo. Sé que yo tampoco fui perfecto. También tuve miedo. También me guardé cosas. Pero siempre traté de mostrarte que lo mío era real. Hay una escena que me marcó mucho cuando el terapeuta de Will, Sin, le dice: tú no eres perfecto y déjame ahorrarte el suspenso. La chica que conociste tampoco lo es. La pregunta es, ¿son perfectos el uno para el otro? Esa frase me quedó dando vueltas en la cabeza. Porque porque creo que nunca se trató de ser perfectos. Tal vez podríamos haber sido algo si enfrentábamos todo con valentía y no con miedo. Sé que lo nuestro es muy improbable que suceda porque ahora te alejaste, ya no confías en mí y sé que me odias. Así que voy a desear que ojalá algún día, como Will, te atrevas a dejar que alguien te conozca por completo. Ojalá te permitas amar y dejarte amar, de verdad. Así unas cositas bien chiquititas, como tú, antes de irme. Recuerda que hay que poner límites a las cosas, ¿ok? Conozco muy bien a tus amigos y sé que son de lo mejor que hay. Nunca dudé de ello. Aunque sé muy bien que también algunos locos que conoces, que no sé por qué te encuentras y cómo de verdad puedes ser tan amigable con ellos. De verdad pareces un ejemplo de un ciervo que no ve el peligro en una carretera llena de autos. Pero eso es lo bonito de ti. Ese afecto, que si me preguntas a mí, se siente puro. Y no algo medias, ni nada falso. Pero eso sí, como te digo, ten cuidado. Y ojalá no lo hagas cuando tengas pareja. Porque, hey, tú misma lo reconoces. Además, ¿recuerdas cuando me dijiste que dejaste hablar con ese amigo que me incomodaba tanto? Te lo agradezco, porque es un poco loco. Y a veces se pasa. No es buena influencia, a mi parecer. Pero también no te agradezco, y más bien me gustaría reclamarte, que no tienes que hacer estas cosas si no somos nada. Queridísima ratita. Por eso volvemos al tema de que los dos confundimos bastante las cosas. Ok, ya basta de tantas cosas de esas que ya no es momento de decirlas. Y termino con esto. Recuerda siempre, como te digo, mantener una gran sonrisa en esa cara tan chiquita que tienes. Rata, Minion, Mono, etc. Dobby de Harry Potter. Si ves esto algún día, te doy ese abrazo que tanto habíamos hablado ese día de enero tan doloroso. Y ojalá en el futuro, si te encuentro en alguna parte del mundo, déjame invitarte a un café. O a comer esos tallarines verdes, ¿recuerdas? Que nunca pudimos hacer. Esto fue todo el video. Te agradezco por aparecer en mi vida. Y como tú también dijiste, yo también te voy a querer bastante. Tal vez por siempre. A ti, chica cuyo nombre empieza y termina con la letra